is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7? The Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Roadrunner Rundown on Bakersfield.com and the CSUB Roadrunners Digital Network. Live from the Dignity Health Studios in downtown Bakersfield, California.
Welcome, another edition of Roadrunner Rundown, the official program, CSUB Roadrunner Athletics. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on Bakersfield.com or GoRunners.com or however else you are getting this fantastic program. The official show of Roadrunner Athletics. Corey Costello with you. Thanks so much. We got a good show planned for you today as well. We're going to be talking with Richie Grant, our new head men's soccer coach. Richie's got a couple events actually coming up, fundraisers, charity events on the docket for Bakersfield soccer, including this weekend, the Roadrunners with a spring exhibition game against the LA Misioneros, and it's going to benefit the Bakersfield, or the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kern County. So we'll be chatting with Coach Grant about that coming up in the next segment. Also, Brains of Bakersfield is coming back. I know when Simon Tobin, our former coach, left to take another job, it wasn't like, how are you going to replace a guy who won 300 games or whatever it was? It was, no. It was, what's going to happen to Brains of Bakersfield? Well, Brains of Bakersfield will stick around, and Richie Grant's going to take that over. We'll talk to him about that coming up as well. So a couple events for CSUB men's soccer. That is coming up on the program today as well. Also joining us on the show, we're going to be speaking, talk some baseball with Max Carter. He is a freshman, just having a heck of a year. He's a local kid out of Stockdale High School and just turned into a regular utility guy for the Roadrunners, who has played second base. I think he's played, he's been a catcher, he's been a DH, and he's pitched. He's all over the place. I think he's even playing the outfield too. The guy is all over the map and a regular now in the Roadrunners lineup. So we'll chat with Max Carter in anticipation of this weekend's Roadrunner series against Chicago State as they get back into Western Athletic Conference play this weekend at Hartfield hosting Chicago State. And also Jason Gall is going to join us. He is the head water polo coach at CSUB in his 7th season, but the Roadrunners faced number 1 UCLA last weekend. They get number 1, the other number 1, Stanford, this weekend at home at the Hillman Aquatic Center in MPSF play. So we'll chat with Coach Gall about that coming up as well. You know, on a baseball note, baseball was in Oklahoma this past weekend. Runners dropped the first 2 games, but let's get to the highlights and go to the third and final game. This was at L. Dale Mitchell Park in Norman. Austin Davis on the mound, a 2-2 game in the 6th when Davis pitches out of another jam. This ball going to be caught by Chance Guspeth in right field. We're tied heading into the 7th. Max Carter at the plate, and sooner, how about later? Carter with the solo home run to give Bakersfield their first lead of the game, and the Runners are ahead 3-2. Carter's second of the season, as the freshman continues to have a first solid season with the Roadrunners. Also, Miles Jones had a 2-run home run in this ball game as well for Bakersfield. The Runners, though, well, could they hold the lead? Another jam for Davis in the bottom of the 8th. This one to third base. Dropped by Alan Gwynn with the error. That sets the table for a guy named Sheldon Noisy, who had a monster Saturday against Bakersfield in the doubleheader. Noisy, once again, as he picks up the RBI to right field, his 8th RBI in 2 games. Oklahoma ties the game at 3-3. Davis done. Nick Rogowski on the mound, and that error earlier going to cost a sacrifice fly to center field to Jordy Hine, as Oklahoma will score a run here. They take the lead 4-3. Top of the 9th for Bakersfield. Alan Gwynn going to be the first one due up for the Roadrunners. And, well, Gwynn does his part to make up for the error. He singles back up the middle to lead off the inning, and then they brought in Oscar Sinai to pinch run. Then a wild pitch coming up right here is going to put Sinai at second base. It gets away from the catcher. Sinai goes to second. Tying run at second for the Roadrunners. Only one out, but then 2 outs, and they couldn't catch up to the fastball. Ross Huff there striking out. Another 1-run loss for Bakersfield, their 9th of the season, 4-3, as the Sooners sweep the series in Norman. So that was, here were the results. Now we'll go back to Friday's first game. Oklahoma winning that one 4-2. Bakersfield led 2-0 in that game. And then this first game on Saturday, runners were up 4-0, but then Oklahoma put a 10 spot up in the 7th as they end up beating Bakersfield 17-4. And then the doubleheader was supposed to be a Sunday game. They moved it to a doubleheader Saturday because of weather expected, and there was some rain in Norman on Sunday. Oklahoma wins that one 4-3. Austin Davis takes a loss on the hill despite only giving up 3 earned runs while throwing 146 pitches. So the runners were out of conference play last week. They'll get back into conference play this weekend as Bakersfield will host winless Chicago State as far as in the conference. Chicago State yet to win a conference game. They've got 5 games this week. They're going to play 2 games before even coming to Bakersfield. And remember, the Roadrunners off this week as far as midweeks go. They will just focus on Friday. So Friday at 6, Saturday at 6, and Sunday at 1 at Hart Field. The Roadrunners and Chicago State back into Western Athletic Conference play. Then next Tuesday, April 15th, runners host number 10 Cal Poly. And we do have a special $5 reserved seat available. Tax day discount. You got to reserve them, though, online in advance at tickets at csub.edu before April 14th. So think about that. $5 reserve seats, tickets at csub.edu we'll have available for you as well. Of course, as Roadrunner Baseball I got a chance to personally travel, and the Roadrunner Rundown cameras got a chance to travel as well to Norman, Oklahoma for that series this past weekend, and more to that series than just baseball. And, being away on the road and being at a big-time environment like Oklahoma, a Big 12 school, it was once again a chance for the Roadrunners to experience big-time college baseball at the home of national champions. And, here's what we were able to do with our Roadrunner Rundown cameras.
Oklahoma has been playing baseball since 1898. That means they've been playing the sport for 111 more years than the Roadrunners, who just got our program started in 2009. That hasn't stopped Bakersfield from regularly taking on these opponents like Oklahoma, Nebraska, and South Carolina on a regular basis, using it as a measuring stick for where Bakersfield hopes to get in baseball. The Sooners boast over 30 regional appearances, 5 super regional appearances, 3 of which have come in the last 5 years, along with a pair of national championships in 1951 and 1994. Despite the success, it doesn't waver head coach Bill Kernan's approach to putting the Roadrunners in a big-time college baseball environment.
The reason I play these is because I want them to be in a regional environment and in a tough environment against a really good team. And so it's an experience that helps you grow up, and it helps you get a perspective on what's out there. And most of the time, my teams have come away with feeling better about themselves and saying, we can play with these people. But they get to be seen in another part of the country. They get to visit another part of the country and different part of society and different kinds of people. So there's more to it than just baseball. There's also some educational value to it. But mainly it's just a good playing experience to be able to get somewhere else and see what it's like in other places, particularly if they're big-time universities like this is. Well, what happens is when you're on the field with these teams, then you're in their neighborhood and you get identified with that. When we were in South Carolina a couple of years ago, they were the national champion, and there we are playing against them and played them tough and beat them one of the games, and that goes a long ways for your reputation and even for the visibility of the university as a whole.
Although the Roadrunners didn't win a game in the series, a pair of close losses and 3 televised contests further spread the word about CSUB baseball and prepared the Roadrunners to continue Western Athletic Conference play this weekend.
And there you go, just a little snippet of what was going on in Oklahoma. My thanks to head coach Bill Kernan, associate head coach Jody Robinson, and the team for letting me hang around and stow away on that most recent road trip for the Roadrunners. Time to move on to sand volleyball as Bakersfield had a busy weekend. The Roadrunners having a pretty good weekend. They went 2-1. They beat San Jose State and former coach Aaron Shepardson 5-0 on Friday. Then Bakersfield taking on number 1 USC on Saturday. Trojans going to get the sweep there. They are very very good. They beat the Runners 5-0, and then the Runners turned back around and took their frustration out on San Jose State, beating them yet again 5-0. So a 2-1 weekend for the Runners. They're going to be at the AVCA tournament this weekend. They'll face Pepperdine and Hawaii. Those teams are ranked number 2 and number 3. Speaking of number ones, CSUB Water Polo was at home this Saturday as well. They took on the number 1 team as we check out CSUB Water Polo, where the Roadrunners hosting UCLA. They spotted UCLA a 10 spot in this one. The Runners would fall 14-8, spotted them the first 10 goals of the game before making it interesting. So the Runners losing to this number 1 UCLA 14-8 in conference play. They will play the other number 1 Stanford this weekend at 1 o'clock at the Hillman Aquatics Center, and head coach Jason Gall will join us a little bit later in the program. Talk about a brutal schedule. 2 number 1s back-to-back, and that's in your conference. That's coming up a little bit later on the show as well. So that was CSUB Water Polo. One other sport in action at home. It was a busy home weekend too. Roadrunner softball. They were home to Grand Canyon. Go to Saturday's results. The Runners winning 5-4. Sydney Raber scoring the game winner. The Runners scored 4 runs in the second inning. Grand Canyon answered, but Sydney Raber scored the game winner in the 5th for CSUB. Then in the second game on Saturday, they dropped the series finale 4-1, and they dropped the series as well to the Antelopes 2-1. Upcoming for Bakersfield softball, Roadrunners will host Cal State Northridge Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and then they're on the road at New Mexico State this weekend in Western Athletic Conference play. Speaking of softball, I got a chance we talked about it a couple weeks ago when we had Kelsey Monroe in studio, one of the Runners' fine pitchers, and I said, we need to do a Corey versus you show me how to pitch. So we went ahead and did it this past week. So here is my futile attempt at being such as good as a pitcher as Kelsey Monroe. Let's check it out. And we're here on another edition of Corey versus, and we're out here with Kelsey Monroe, who is, we talked a couple weeks ago about you showing me one of your freakishly good pitches. Now, what pitch is like the one we're going to try to attempt to today?
The drop in.
The drop in. Mm-hmm. Okay, what does that entail a little bit?
It's basically, I call it my punch-out pitch. It's the one that I get like all my ground balls on. Okay, now if we could get a little close up here, let's maybe show us how to grip it a little bit first. So basically, it's just a 4-seam.
4-seam across, okay.
And some people roll it over, but I peel my net.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is just come on top of it, basically just
cross like
peel.
that?
Yep.
My thumbs are messed up. There we go. Like that, and then now you just say you kind of let it roll off the end?
Yeah, the trick is to like cock your wrist back kind of and not hold it tight.
Not hold it tight, and just let it go. Mm-hmm. And what's it supposed to do in the air though? Like it's supposed to...
It basically falls off the table, so like it looks like it's coming in, but then by the time it gets to the hitter, it's just gonna drop off. Okay, well let's let Kelsey throw a couple so we know how it's done. Okay. And then who knows what's gonna happen, but let's get to that. Good to go. So Kelsey shows us how it's done. Simple enough for her. Nasty. A nice replay of the nice pitch. She throws a couple more with good movement, and now it's my turn. Both have to be in contact with
But first, the basics on throwing off a softball rubber.
Like it's just like what you do for a free throw. Yeah. And then I come to the side.
All right. I apologize in advance. We need to get the wind-up right first, so you can do that. Oh, yeah, you on the rubber, right? Yep. Seriously, this was the hardest part. Keep both feet on until you release the ball. All right.
That's good.
Looks good? All right. Keep my foot on. I think I let it go a tad early, much to the pleasure of the audience and cameraman. Replay doesn't do it any more justice. Thankfully, Ashley Carter was behind the plate to knock him down for me.
Here we go. Trying to stay on rubber is the hardest part.
Yeah.
That almost got there. That almost got there. Almost, yeah, but no hitter would swing at that.
All right. Good stop, by the way. Good stop. It's a double drill because you're getting practice with big balls, too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that was good. All right, here it goes.
Oh, that was a little movement.
I let my foot came off. That was illegal.
That looks kind of like a drop curve.
It was a drop curve. That was I'm just reinventing what these things are. All right. I think I'm good. Fun part is staying on the rubber with both feet. Oh, that didn't quite drop. That failed. All right. We're getting more velocity though. You know, starting to.
We're working there.
We're getting there. Ooh, that almost got there. That hurt though. All right, last one. I've already walked this batter about 3 times. So the final shot. Oh!
Hey, that could have got someone fishing. Close enough. We'll end on that note.
So bad. All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Not quite what we were looking for, but it'll do. All right.
I'm telling you, just keeping your feet on the rubber enough to actually throw a legal pitch was the hardest part of that whole deal. And then, of course, there was the follow-through, the actual movement, and then throwing the ball. In that order, that's how hard that was. But actually, it was kind of getting it towards the end. My thanks to Kelsey Monroe, and that softball stuff is no joke. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some soccer. Richie Grant, our head coach, is in studio. The Roadrunners have a couple events coming up, charity and fundraiser alike, that he wants to talk about. So we'll chat about those as our spring season is underway. Back after this. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield, California. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores. Kern Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit KernBusinessJournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on KernBusinessJournal.com.
Brave and bold, silver and gold. We are on a mission. Aggie up.
Bronx Country just got a whole lot bigger.
Mighty Wolverines of UVU.
Join the herd. Lopes up.
Bold moves, big season, grew up.
We are the new gold standard.
We will be champions.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californians Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes, we're developing tomorrow's leaders. From lessons learned during competition, for more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Welcome back here to Roadrunner Rundown. We still got a lot of stuff to come on the show. We're going to be speaking with Max Carter, CSUB baseball freshman, in the next segment. Jason Gall, head water polo coach, joins us in the last segment as well. And we still have it's springtime, but spring's a very busy time because you've got a lot of the fall sports are getting ready for the next year, and the spring sports are competing. And one of the fall sports that's competing now in their spring season is men's soccer. I want to welcome back to the program now our head coach Richie Grant. Coach, welcome back to the show. How have things been?
Thanks, Corey. It's been a quick month for us here, since we've been on.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys right into the spring season as well. Real quick, just this is a part of the year where you guys get a chance to play some exhibition games. Before we get to your big event this weekend, let's real quick just come your thoughts on a few of the exhibition games you guys have already had in the books.
It's good. We're coming off a home match on Saturday. San Bernardino came in and a good squad, top Division 2 team.
Yeah.
So the most important thing for us was to get a run out, and it was really nice to do it at home. It had been a month since we played at Santa Barbara. So, it was a good performance, very good second half. We were down 1-0, which is something we need to remedy here moving forward.
Yeah.
We're losing a goal, the first goal in the game, which is normally so important, but great character from the boys to come back. David got both goals and did really, really well. And we're playing with formations. We've used different formations in each game. So I think the boys are adjusting quite well to that. And we'll play again on Saturday and again the following week. So it's kind of a mini season for us, which is good to just get maybe 4 games in the next month.
Yeah, and obviously that game this weekend is kind of one of the reasons why we're here to talk about. You guys have this Kicks for a Cause Saturday at 3:00. Talk about this a little bit and what this will do for the program and for the Boys and Girls Club of Kern County as well.
Yeah, excited about it, and I have to give credit to a former player of mine at Memphis. He came up with the name, and it's quite catchy. Mm-hmm. So I'm stealing it. I'm taking it with me, and. But we started this because we just believed that we needed to do something for our players, particularly in the off season, that engaged them with the community and allowed them to think a little bit bigger than themselves. And our sport, while it's growing rapidly, it's still, that's a key word, it's growing all the time. So we tried to use our sport to get our kids into the community and an organisation. I met Jason, who runs the Boys and Girls Club in Kern County. And just such a neat organisation. And what we're going to do for those kids is do a clinic before we play. McDonald's has come alongside the clinic, and they're going to help out and bring some food out for the kids and some healthy food for the kids. So our boys will work with them. Les Missionaries have agreed to come alongside and offer their support in terms of coaching the kids as well, and that will be neat for the kids because it's a local PDL team that we're just we've no selfish motives here, but we just want to grow the game, engage the kids. So it should be great. On Saturday, the boys and girls kids will come out at 1:30. We'll do a clinic for an hour, and then we'll play at 3:00 on Saturday afternoon.
And for fans who want to be a part of this, it will be it's $2 to be involved in this. And here's the little graphic there, and $2 right there. See that? $2. And that's going to be 3:00 on Saturday at the main soccer field. And the proceeds are going to go to Boys and Girls Club of Kern County, correct?
Everything will go back to them. See, our money's going to a really good cause, and it's mostly for awareness. We want people to be in the community engaged, and we want to give back by way of our sport.
And if you want to just give, if you want to give a couple of bucks for a ticket, but you want to give a little bit more, those donations will go to the club.
They will
as
go
well,
to a good cause.
There you go. So you have an opportunity to give and see some soccer. And, we talked about kind of how this spring season is. Now you're playing the LA Missioneros, their Premier Development League team. What kind of, what sparked their interest in this? I mean, why did they want to get on board as well?
Well, there's just, we talked about the draw for me coming out this way, and there's just lots of good football all around California, whether it's Division 1, Division 2, whether it's PDL teams or professional teams. There's a massive interest in our sport, and so I don't know what to expect. Finchy plays in the league, and he knows a little bit more. What we're looking for is matches, organised 11-a-side games, so that we can put some shape on our players and just get some games. So it's actually quite refreshing as a coach to not have to worry about the opponent and only focus on our team, which is probably good medicine for me, because we should do that all the time anyway. But so just enjoying that piece, and then to get some consistency in playing weekly games, I think will help our players develop. So they've been good supporters of coming in at 3 o'clock, and they're using it as a preseason game for their team too.
Spring seasons are interesting because you don't normally, as a coach, you don't have the players you recruited yet, obviously, but you're playing with the guys that are expected to return. What's it like for a new coach working with players already in the program when everything's new to you?
Well, just off air we were chatting. It's what's nice about it is the spring you can go through the motions when you've been at a job for a while.
Yeah.
And you start to you just fight through the spring. You mostly use it to develop your younger players that didn't get as much playing time in the fall. This has been great for me because we're using it to make evaluations, put some shape on the team, try to develop a system that we're going to apply in the fall. So, our best recruits are here right now.
Yeah.
And they're doing really well. Particularly the way our attitude to training and our attitude to games is great. We just want to continue to put a system in place for the way that we do everything, whether it's school, whether it's the training room, whether it's study hall, and our attitude to the weight room outside of training. It's just putting the whole program together so that we can be stronger in the fall.
How has this group kind of bought into what you and your staff are trying to instill?
You'd have to ask the boys, but certainly the response to the games has been very positive. I thought there was some really good performances on Saturday, and like I said, it was nice to play a home match because it gives us a trial run at our own field. Joe was really developing in the middle of the park and anchoring the team. He was really solid in the second half. Christian continues to be a real attacking threat. Dante moved position for us. He's played a couple of spots for the team, but he went wide left on Saturday and did a great job. So some of them are going to get moved into different positions. Sure. Which is all part of their development, and it's part of our experimenting to find out what the best lineup is.
And what the spring is partially for as well.
It's completely for, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, seems like this event on Saturday, 3 o'clock at the main soccer field, Kicks for a Cause. It seems like you've been pretty busy since you've got here, taking your team into the community with games like Saturday, but I know you guys went and did a little Grimway Academy. You're out there playing some soccer. I mean, it seems like you guys have been pretty involved with some things around town already.
Yeah, it's been good, busy, and Grimway's just a super organization, hoping that those kids will come out at the weekend. And camps are coming up in the summer, and we've had big interest in that, and I suppose that's the next stage now. We're getting a ton of phone calls on, and we're going to do youth camps, and we'll do an all sport camp as well. But it's been great, and that probably won't slow down or change, and that's just the nature of the job, which is good. And you talked about the community. We're so impressed, the staff and I are, about the opportunity in this community. They love soccer. There's some wonderful young players coming out of the city, and we have one committed to us for next year. So it's very important for us to draw their attention. We're trying to get a nationally televised game next year.
Awesome.
So we've put in a bid for that, and it would be against San Jose if we got it. But
there you go.
So hopefully the community would come out and support such a big event.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of big events, I want to talk Brains of Bakersfield real quick. Mm-hmm. You're keeping this thing alive, right? This was the number one question. And, when our former coach, Simon Tobin, left, he won however many games he won here, 300, whatever. People didn't say, how are you going to replace 300 wins? They said, what's going to happen to Brains of Bakersfield? Yeah. So, obviously, the event has a great reputation, and you're going to keep that alive.
Yeah, and it's a community event. Yeah. So, it's good for our players to be involved, and just it seemed like a great thing that started, and we have every reason to want to keep it going.
Great. And that's going to be May, I'm trying to remember, 16th, 15th, Thursday the 15th?
Yeah, it's a Thursday night. 15th,
Thursday the 15th. There you go. And we'll have more information about that as well. But people are excited about that. And how's your Bakersfield transition been? You're here great. Full time now?
Yeah, full time. Have the family here. And
good. They're out here now.
Yeah, they're out here now. Good. So just enjoying the mountains. We've been able to see the mountains. It's been awesome. We brought the rain with us, I think.
You did. But you're also getting a taste of Bakersfield heat this week, I think.
Yeah, this week is going to be a hot one for training. Yeah.
Well, it'll be a good. You'll get a taste of what it's going to be like when you're trying to get training in the summer. That's for sure.
That's okay. It won't kill them.
Yeah. Exactly. Won't kill him. Kicks for a Cause coming up Saturday, 3 o'clock at the main soccer field. $2 to get in, and the admission price will go to the boys and girls clubs of Kern County. Bakersfield versus the LA Missioneros. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck with this weekend, and we'll get you on here when we get closer to that good old Brains of Bakersfield event as well.
Super. Thanks for having us, Cody.
All right, we're going to step away, folks, and take a break. When we come back, we are going to be speaking with Max Carter, CSUB Baseball. Will join us next. Back after this. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield Californian. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californian's Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7, the Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Kern Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit kernbusinessjournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on kernbusinessjournal.com.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. Thanks to Richie Grant, our head men's soccer coach, for joining us in the last segment. And Kicks for a Cause this Saturday, 3 o'clock. It works out perfectly because here's what you could do. You can go over to water polo, watch them play the number one team in the nation, Stanford. It won. Head over to the main soccer field, drop a couple dollars in the bucket on your way in. That benefits the boys and girls clubs of Kern County. And watch Bakersfield play the LA Missioneros. And then when you're done there, you head over to Hart Field, just right down the way, and you watch Bakersfield take on Chicago State and Western Athletic Conference play. Welcome to the program now. He is a freshman with the Roadrunners and having a pretty good start to his college career, Max Carter. Max, good to see you, man. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good, good. Well, first of all, I want to talk about your transition because you're a guy that came into this program and as a walk-on for the most part, and a pretty good start to your first year. So, what's the change been like to play college baseball now?
Really, the biggest change is just playing every single day, nonstop. I mean, we don't really get very breaks, and that's kind of what I love about this program is we play every day, all day, and there's no chance for you not to get better.
And now, I was going to say, and then you enter, and I was thinking about this the other day, college baseball players, you start, so for you as a freshman, you came in the fall, and you had your fall schedule, and your fall practices, and your wait times, and all that stuff. You had a little bit of time off, then you got into the season. Well, then, this summer comes around, you're probably going to go play in a wooden bat league somewhere, right? And go, you'll be playing all summer, and then you'll come back, and you'll repeat. I mean, for the next 3-4 years, you're going to play baseball pretty much every day of your life, and that's good, right?
That's amazing. It's living the dream.
There you go, living the dream. Now, when did it kind of, with young players especially, maybe it's their first at-bat, the first college pitcher they face, but they get that kind of, wow, this isn't high school anymore moment, welcome to college baseball moment. Did you have one of those?
Really just the welcome to college moment was when we would just all be out there on the field, and it was just way different from high school because high school it was coaches tell you to do everything, all that, and in college we have players, like the players run the practice before the coaches get there, and the players were on each other, on everybody, and that's really my welcome to college moment was when everybody cared so much that they were pushing each other so much, and it's a lot different than high school.
Absolutely. Max Carter, our guest here on Roadrunner Rundown. Now, you came in as a walk-on player. Did you think it would be, and you broke into the lineup, and you're pretty much an everyday guy now. Do you think it would be tougher to break into the lineup than it has been, especially a guy who came in, just as a walk-on, non-scholarship player?
It was tougher, but I got the same looks as everybody else, and it was definitely hard to get in the lineup, but I'm glad I'm in it.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Sure beats not being in lineup, that's for sure. What's been the key for you being, staying productive and staying in? It's one thing to get in the lineup, but you can easily get out of the lineup if you're not producing. Yeah. You've continued to produce, so is there a key for you to continue to be productive?
What I'm thinking every time is just trying to get my name.
There's your home
lineup.
Run, by the way. I don't want to interrupt you, but there's your home run on the screen right there. There you go. Out to left at Oklahoma. That was pretty sweet, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was sweet. That was pretty awesome.
All right. I just want to point it out to you because you hadn't seen it. But anyway, back to, your keys to staying productive in staying in the lineup.
Really, my goal is just to have my name in the lineup every day, so I'm trying to do whatever I can to stay in that lineup. And really, that's my mindset, is just stay in the lineup. And it's been working for me so far, so probably going to keep doing that.
Well, and that kind of leads to why you're kind of a utility guy. Like, I know, and not to make any comparisons because you're a far better athlete, but, me personally, when I played any sport, it was like, I'll play whatever position has a spot open, then I can get some playing time. I mean, and I'll learn whatever I have to learn. You're a utility guy. You've played at second base. You've played. You've been behind the plate. You've pitched. You've been DH. Has that kind of been your approach? You were the same way in high school, right? I mean, you were kind of a utility guy.
I like playing anywhere I can, and like you said, like wherever there's a spot on the field, I'll try to go there and I'll see if I can play, and that's kind of what I like to do. I don't like just sitting in one spot doing that one thing. I like seeing what I can do and just seeing who I can be.
Now, I know, like I said a couple games ago, they put you behind the plate.
Yeah.
Did you catch before?
I caught a little bit before, like in the summers and stuff.
Okay.
But I love catching. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And you're right in the action. You're in every pitch.
Every pitch, yeah.
And it's fun, but I'd love to do it. But we have 2 solid catchers already, and they just want to see if I could do it.
Sure. Well, and just like everything else, I'm sure you were fine, and you proved you could. Well, so all over the place as far as where you're at now. The team kind of up and down start, tough series sweep at Oklahoma, lost another 1-run game. And there's been a lot of close games. What's kind of been missing in those close games for you guys?
Basically, our hitting. We haven't been hitting very well, and what we'll do is we'll get a lead, and then we'll find a way to lose it. And really, it's our defense has been there, our pitching's been there for the most part. But our hitting kind of has slowed down a little bit, and once we get our hitting back up, we get that confidence back up, we can get those 1-run games and maybe make them into a 4 or 5-run win. Well,
and that's the one thing, I guess, if there was an issue to have, the issue in baseball would be we're not hitting well right now. You guys have good pitching. Your defense is very solid. I mean, defense will get a little better throughout the year. Pitching might get a little better. Hitting can come and go. So obviously, at least you have to be encouraged by the fact that hitting could come back at any time.
Yeah, and it definitely can because we have some hitters on our team. We have a good lineup, and we just right now everyone's not really doing too well. And once everybody starts doing well, we'll be solid.
And do you kind of feel like this team might be getting closer to breaking out? Although the hitting's been an issue, but you want to have that. You might be close to that one bust-out game where everything kind of falls back in line.
Yeah, I'm hoping we're close to it because we need it pretty soon. And once we get that, we'll be rolling, and it'll be pretty tough to beat us.
Yeah, Max Carter, our guest here on Roadrunner Rundown. Another position that you've been playing a little bit has been pitcher, either setup or kind of a closer role. And sometimes you're out in the field, and then you got to come into pitch or whatever. Is it tough to prepare, not knowing if you're going to pitch today, or maybe you're the DH and you might pitch? I mean, how do you kind of prepare to pitch, even though most pitchers, they have a day or two's notice? I mean, you might go at any time. So how do you kind of stay ready for that?
I just always love being in the game, so it doesn't matter where I am. I'll always be out there having fun. And so my mindset really when I'm pitching is just play, and that kind of helps me, I guess, when I don't know if I'm pitching or what I'm going to be doing. I'm just getting ready to play.
And so for you, it's not like you necessarily have to do my warm-up routine or whatever. I'm ready to go. Let me throw a few pitches and I'm good to go.
Yeah, I don't really need a super long warm-up thing. I'll just go out there, just get my pitches down, and then I'm ready to go.
There you go. Now, you were a Stockdale High School guy, a successful program there. Coach Showers still comes to a lot of our games. Chat with him a lot. Yeah. Why did you kind of select CSUB as your place to play?
Well, really, this is my home. I grew up in Bakersfield. I mean, the Southwest baseball fields that used to be right where our field was, I played there, and it's kind of like playing at home, and it's just something. And once I found out CSUB had a baseball team, I was like, I want to go there. That's where I want to play.
Yeah, there you go.
So it kind of works out.
I'm going to say, you were probably a freshman when our first year of play, right? 2009, or maybe you were in 8th grade?
I think I was in 8th grade.
Yeah, so you kind of one of the guys, you're one of the first kind of members of that 4 years in high school. CSUB was out there playing baseball class, so you got a chance to see it. Well, that's good. Now you're majoring in kinesiology. Any ideas what you want to do with that down the road?
I kind of want to be like a trainer, like what Michael Wilkins does. His job is just something I would really want to do.
Sure.
And and especially because if I'm a trainer, I could still stay a part of the game,
right?
Any game, and it'd be nice to be a part of the game even when I'm done playing.
Yeah, and looking at this season coming up this weekend against Chicago State, back to conference play. Going to be a little bit different than playing Oklahoma, but back into conference play, and you guys need these. You want to get back into that race for the conference tournament. So what's the focus and going to be like this weekend against a team like Chicago State?
Our focus this week is we got to get a sweep. We got to get those 3 wins so we can get back up there. And our focus right now is just hit good pitches, and our pitching will be there, our defense will be there, and hopefully our hitting will be there.
And the Chicago State comes in as well, looking for their first wins in conference play. So you guys have a good chance against them. What has been? Has this team stayed overall? Positive as far as knowing that there's the conference, and obviously if you're in the top 6 of the conference tournament, still feel pretty confident about their ability to make the conference tournament, and then have as good a shot as anybody to win it.
Yeah, we feel pretty confident because we know we have the guys. We know we can do it. We just haven't done it yet, and so we're confident. We're still practicing hard. We still have that mindset of we're gonna win this, and we have our hopes high.
There you go. And everything. I know, being a freshman, you do a lot of like general ed stuff, but everything okay in the major so far? Are you still good?
It's. I like having school and college. It's a lot different in high school. You get to do it whenever you want. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, there you go. Get to work it in as well. So, what was your favorite class so far?
My favorite class, probably psychology.
Oh, okay. Freshman psych they always make that a very entertaining class, no matter what college you're at. They make freshman psych always very interesting.
Yeah, and our teacher was real cool. She was like one of us. She didn't act like that instructor that's better than everybody.
Right.
And it was an interesting class.
Yeah, it's funny because I think that's how psychology can get so many people to major in it, because you get all those undecided kids that come in and they take like a really cool freshman psychology class, and they're like, I want to do this. And then that's how they get the hooks in you. But you already got kinesiology set up, so we'll go from there. Hey, Max, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against Chicago State. And we'll be keeping an eye on you and catch up with you again soon.
Thank you very much.
All right. And by the way, folks, this was Max's first interview, and he did fantastic. All right? First time. Look at that. He did fantastic. Thanks for joining us. When we come back, we're going to be speaking with Jason Gall. He is our head water polo coach. The Roadrunners get the second #1 in a row this weekend. They'll take on Stanford. We'll talk about that. Coming up next, this is Roadrunner Rundown.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7, the Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Current Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit KernBusinessJournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on KernBusinessJournal.com.
The new book is out. That was easy. I would title this thing sort of a description of what raising children is like. That was easy. I've been writing columns now for about 25 years. Writing has always been a conversation. You're taking somebody by the hand for 3 or 4 minutes, and you're not letting go. The new book, That Was Easy. Nothing easy about any of this, but we've had some fun, and I hope you guys will have some fun looking at this book.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californians Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
And welcome back into Roadrunner Rundown. Thanks so much to Richie Grant, our head men's soccer coach. Reminder, they've got the Boys and Girls Club, the Kick for a Cause, which will benefit the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kern County, coming up Saturday, 3 o'clock at the main soccer field, $2 the admission price, and that money will go to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kern County, and they're playing the LA Missioneros out of the Premier Development League, and so a PDL team in town for a spring exhibition for the Roadrunner soccer program and a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kern County, so we appreciate you coming out and supporting that. And before, you can do that after, like I said, there's a three-prong attack approach on Saturday. You've got water polo, you got the soccer match at 3, baseball at 6, but the thing kind of kicking it all off at 1 o'clock at the Hillman Aquatic Center is Roadrunners water polo, as Bakersfield will be taking on number 1 Stanford. And joining us now on the phone is our head water polo coach, Jason Gall. Jason, thanks for joining us. How you doing?
Great, Corey. Thanks.
Hey, first of all, I want to let you guys have the advantage, I guess you can call it, maybe, of playing, or disadvantage of playing the 2 top-ranked teams in the nation on back-to-back weekends. Only sport around here doing that. What's kind of the preparation and pressure been like for you guys?
Well, I don't know if there's any pressure per se. I mean, we entered this new conference last year, and we knew going in that the conference usually has the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ranked teams in the country year in, year out. So we prepare for this kind of stuff throughout the whole year. And, the difference between number 1, 2, and 3 in the country usually isn't that. There's not much of a difference. And, so we're going to prepare the same way we prepared last weekend and, making some adjustments each week and giving it our best shot.
You played UCLA tough, and you played a lot of conference games this year, tougher than last year, your first year in the conference. Do you kind of feel your team is getting the hang of the MPSF, even though everybody is, for the most part, a large school powerhouse?
Yeah, I definitely agree. This year is a much different group of women than we had last year. We had 6 seniors last year. A lot of them were starting. This year, we've started 3 freshmen, sometimes 4 freshmen throughout the year. So we're really heavy on the underclass side, and so it's a much different group from last year as far as personnel, and I think they've really adapted well, and we got some great results. I feel throughout against these top teams.
Back to UCLA, you spotted them 10 goals early, but then you came out firing and made it a 6-goal game. What was kind of the key to their fast start, but then you guys outscoring them in the second half?
Yeah, I think again it's just the youth of our team. We have 3 freshmen, 4 freshmen that are getting a lot of playing time, and it's a little intimidating going against these teams where they literally have Olympians that won gold medals for U.S. 2 years ago. We have Olympians in our conference from other countries that won silver, bronze. So we're going against the best players in the world, and until our girls actually get in the water with them and realize, hey, we can actually play with these other athletes and we can do some good stuff, then the confidence starts to build. And I think we were just a little intimidated coming out against UCLA, but again, I think that goes to the youth of our team.
Injuries have played a major factor, I know, in your team this season. Where are you at with some of those, and you have some of your athletes returning here as you get to this home stretch in conference and in the conference tournament?
Yeah, this is the healthiest we've been. We've been suiting up everybody the last couple games. So yeah, we went through some stretches where we went into the season with a fairly small squad, and throughout with a few injuries here and there, we went into some games where we only had one or two players on the bench suited up. So we've got our full 13 suited up now, and so we're feeling strong and we're feeling prepared and excited about the home stretch.
Back-to-back weekends with the number one team in the country. Stanford this weekend. What does the Cardinal bring to the table? What are some of their strong points?
Yeah, well, they're one of the teams with a couple of returning Olympians from 2012 that won the gold medal for the U.S. And so they've got a very strong whole set. They've got a good utility player, Maggie Steffens, who's actually the MVP of the Olympics. And she's a sophomore at Stanford. so we got some players that we need to kind of be aware of, but you don't get to be the number one team in the country without having depth and balance, and so they're strong at all positions, and we're going to really focus on just fundamentally doing what we're supposed to do, and making good defensive decisions, and hopefully we can keep the game close, give them a run.
You're in your seventh season as head coach here. Runners in their second season in the MPSF, the best water polo conference in the land. You've coached at a few different levels. What's it like in this situation trying to recruit a competitive team in a tough conference, the best one in the country?
Yeah, it has its challenges, but there's definitely athletes out there who want to have the challenge of going up against the best.
Yeah.
And they see this as an opportunity to come to a school, play for a team that's going to compete against, the top teams in the country, the top athletes in the world, and and there's definitely recruits out there that don't want anything to do with it, and they don't think it's the right fit. But we definitely have found some great athletes who want the challenge, and I think it's showing this year with the freshmen and sophomores that we have, and.
Well, and you guys, a big next couple weeks for your team, as we said. Stanford this Saturday, San Jose State next week at home, and then the MPSF tournament at USC. I mean, do you kind of like where this team's at as far as maybe poised to finish strong, despite that tough schedule?
Yeah, I think we definitely have a shot of winning a couple games down the stretch. And like I said, we've been playing against these top teams all year, and I think every game we kind of learn something about ourselves, and I'd like to think that we're making improvements from week to week, and hopefully we can put it all together and come up with a win or two maybe here.
Well, good luck to you in that, and the team's playing tough, and we will see you this weekend hosting Stanford at 1 o'clock at the Hillman Aquatic Center. Coach Jason Gall, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thanks, Corey.
All right, head water polo coach Jason Gall here on Roadrunner Rundown. Saturday, 1 o'clock. So here's your Saturday. I'm planning your Saturday for you people, all right? So get the pen, write this down. Saturday, 1 o'clock, Stanford at the Hillman Aquatic Center. Water polo is fun to watch. If you like hockey and stuff like that, it's like hockey, but the ice is melted, all right? And everyone's trying to stay afloat. And you saw that in Corey versus a couple weeks ago. So water polo is a lot of fun to watch. It's like, and two Olympians and some of the best players in the nation are coming to town. So you've got that at 1 o'clock. 3 o'clock, we've got the Kicks for a Cause. LA Mission Arrows in town at the main soccer field. $2 the price of admission. That money will go to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kern County. So it's a spring game. Bakersfield playing really well in some of their spring games. A draw with Santa Barbara. They beat San Bernardino last weekend. So Bakersfield at home at 3 o'clock, $2 admission. You got that? So 1 water polo, 3 soccer. And then right when soccer sort of wraps up, 6 o'clock at Hartfield, it's Roadrunners baseball, and Max Carter, who was here earlier, will be in the lineup somewhere. He might be second DH. He might even be pitching. We have no idea. He's everywhere. So we'll have Max somewhere in the lineup, and the Runners will be taking on Chicago State. Bakersfield right now trying to get trying to keep their spot in the conference tournament as we get to that point of the year where everyone's fighting for the best seed possible, and the top 6 teams in the conference will go. So the Runners and Chicago State all weekend long at Hartfield. 6 o'clock on Friday. 6 o'clock on Friday is a game. It's a magnet night, a special Roadrunners jersey magnet to the first 150 fans, and then on Saturday it's the player cards as well. The next set of Roadrunners playing cards, and Sunday $1 hot dogs, which that game starts at 1 o'clock. So join us out there at Hartfield for that. So that's your Saturday, that's your weekend, and of course we'll have highlights next week on Roadrunner Rundown. So my thanks to Richie Grant, head men's soccer coach, Max Carter for that's pretty good. Max Carter's first interview. That was pretty good, right? He said before he sat down, he goes, "I've never given an interview before." I said, "Here's some points. Take it from me. Here's what I need you to do." And he was fantastic. So there you go. A star in the making, and he was solid in his first interview. So that's a good sign. And then my thanks to Jason Gall as well. Hey, next week on the program, we're looking into, there's this big unionization push all of a sudden in the NCAA. There's been some talk coming out of Northwestern University, and there's a couple decisions in the Midwest about that. I think we're going to get a couple of the smart people on our staff to possibly come in and weigh in on that as we kind of focus in on that issue and what it means to college athletics. And, of course, we'll have more from baseball, soccer, softball, and sand volleyball from this weekend's action as well. So join us next week for that. You can get the show anytime online at GoRunners.com. You can also check us out on Facebook, Facebook.com/CSUB Roadrunners, on Twitter and Instagram at CSUB Athletics. So thanks so much for joining us, folks. My thanks to our guests who were fantastic today. We will catch you next time. This has been Roadrunner Rundown.